Yes, you are. We should be live there. I think we are live. Uh, Memphis, can you hear me? Are you
I
okay?
can hear you.
Jesse is frozen. Jesse, you frozen? Are you get out and get back in? We got a couple minutes. We got about 2 minutes. Still waiting on Chad if he doesn't show. I didn't hear from him at all, but I don't know where he is.
He still exists. I saw him just a couple days ago.
Yeah, he does exist. So tonight, guys, we're finishing off Mystery May with the challenge cache discussion. That's what we're doing tonight. It's gonna be more of an argument, I think, because
No, come on.
I get all riled up with challenge caches. So.
What do you need?
Yeah, I do a little bit myself.
I get aggravated. So, you alright, Jess? She not in? Jess Brown. Oh, you
I
don't.
can
Yeah.
see her, but I can't hear her.
You don't
I'm
hear-
here.
Can you hear her now?
Can you hear me now?
I cannot hear her now.
Oh my god, you can't hear you.
Let me go out and come back in.
I can jump out and back in.
Yeah, why don't you
Uh,
jump back in? No,
uh,
no, let him.
That's weird. And we still have no Chad.
Yeah, no, Chad.
Hmm.
I'll turn you down too. You're loud.
There was an error loading my app. What's going on with mine?
I don't know what kind of app.
I don't know.
Okay, I can hear her.
Okay,
Yes?
can you hear me?
Oh, I can hear you too. All right.
All right.
I must have made the Googles mad at some point. It's this cloud following me around.
You don't like Google, don't like you. All right, guys.
All right.
It's 8:30. I gotta start the show.
You just going to read everything?
Chad or no Chad? Yeah,
No,
I'll
no
read
Chad.
everything. Yeah.
You doing it all?
I guess I'm doing it all. I can't wait.
Okey-doke.
The show, man. All right, guys, we're gonna start the show. We have got Memphis Mafia with us. We've got Shorty Nuts with us. Chad, I don't know where Chad is. He's on my. I hope it's okay. But here we go. I'm gonna start recording. Okay, the recording is on. Everybody okay? Everybody ready?
All good.
Okay, here we go. And 3, 2, 1.
You wanna know how to find it. Seek it out when they hide it. You know it's in the bag when it's an easy grab. Come on, take a chance now. So go, geocache, geocache. If you need help, we're right there in a flash. If you got a question, just call in and ask. Uncover the stash on the Geocaching Podcast. The Geocaching Podcast.
Welcome, everybody. It is Wednesday. It is 8:30, which means that it is once again time for the Geocaching Podcast. I'm Scott Burke. We have Shorty Nuts manning the phones, and please welcome to my virtual left, not Chad. I don't know where he is, but I have got Memphis Mafia here tonight. How you doing, Memphis?
Good evening. Hopefully I can fill in for Chad for a little bit.
Yeah, Chad is MIA, guys. I don't know where he is. I don't know if he made it back from Joe Woodstock or not. But in the meantime, tonight's episode is 565, recorded live on May 29th, 2019, and it is Challenge Caches in Today's World. Phone lines are open, kids. That's right. We're back open again. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. That is 808-GOT-SWAG. But first, we're going to talk about Patreon because we haven't been here in a couple weeks. So, hey, guys, it costs a lot of money to make this podcast work. I'm sure Memphis can agree with me as much as anybody that it takes a lot of money to make a podcast work. Really could use your help. We love all our current subscribers. We thank you guys so much. So if you're interested on the other side, on the inner circle, guys, just this past week, I put out a new Friday roundtable with my 8-year-old Shane, and it is the cutest goddamn thing on the planet, man. The kid's adorable. He's talking about geocaching. It's really freaking cute. So you want to hear that? Just become a member, guys. It's patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. That is patreon.com/the Geocaching Podcast. And tonight, guys, Chad's not here. I guess tonight's show is brought to you by Cachly. I can do all these. Cachly is an advanced geocaching app for iOS. It features powerful online and offline features, including filtered searches, offline maps, and offline saving of caches. Cachly has hundreds of advanced features that will make your geocaching experience just that much better. Get more info at cachly.com. That's CACHLY.com. It's also sponsored by Logwork. Logwork are the creators of the fantastic Logbook. Made with genuine Write-in-the-Rain paper, the Logbook's designed for the micro-containers of the present and future, guaranteed geared towards the hider who would rather go caching than do cache maintenance. Find them at logwork.com. That's LOGWERK.com.
Sorry, I was running late, and I don't have my show notes up
Thank
yet.
you for not rocking right.
That would have been awesome if he
It
was
would be
like,
amazing, and he blew it. It's also brought to you by FTF Geocacher Magazine. FTF Geocacher is the magazine for geocachers written by geocachers. With 6 issues a year, Chad, we're finding you $10,000, by the way, for being late. FTF offers practical advice, hints and tips, cacher bios and milestones, geocaching events, trail tales, and all things geo-related. Find them at ftfgeocacher.com. That's ftfgeocacher.com. And by the Max Suds Body Company. Max Suds Body Company makes handmade baths and body products from all natural oils and butters, such as Poison Be Gone soap, itch spray, and 2-cent choices of bug spray. All are great for outdoor enthusiasts like us, geocachers. At Max Suds Body, we have you covered from head to toe. Find them at maxsudsbody.com. That's MACSUDSBODY.com.
And finally, by Practical Geocaching. Practical Geocaching sells utility items for geocaching. Our items are made in the USA, and we always provide free shipping. Find them at www.practicalgeocaching.com. That's www.practicalgeocaching.com.
And as always, you can find links to our sponsors in all of our show notes. Hi, Chad.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Welcome to the show, dude, I guess.
Yeah, I was just a little bit late because I hadn't seen my wife in like 8 days. So
Oh, what were you doing, Chad? Really? Are you serious?
yeah, I might have been geocaching.
Is that what they call it these days?
know.
Yeah,
Really? Nice shirt, by the way. I like that shirt.
yeah. It came the day after I left for Geo-Woodstock.
So, before we get into tonight's show, which is obviously, let's see, Memphis, make sure Memphis gets back. Hey, can you hear us now, Chad? Jesse, I'm sorry. Jesse, can you hear us? Can he hear us? Jesse, can anybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Jesse Brown, can you hear me? I don't know if Jesse can hear me or not. No, Jesse's off. Jesse, can you hear me? Oh, we got some serious technical issues. Well, we're going to keep going here. Meantime, no, there's Jesse. She doesn't have her headphones on. Hi, Jess.
hi,
Make
my
sure you can hear
my
me.
call dropped.
Oh, you're kidding.
No.
Meanwhile, in the news here, guys, we got a ton. So this weekend was Geo Woodstock, and we had a ton of things going on, and a ton of news broke. Jesse, Memphis, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. I'm hoping I can hear everybody.
Everybody, say hello.
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 Woohoo! It only took like 7 times. All right.
There we go. All right. So this weekend, a ton of things happened with Geo, aside from Geo Woodstock. Geo Woodstock, I want to get into. This is a big show tonight, and I want to get into Geo Woodstock. But guess what, Chad? Next week we have a Cacher Coffee. So
Woohoo.
deep dive the Geo Woodstock next week.
Definitely.
But how was it, real quick? Jesse and Chad, you were both there. How was it, real quick?
Oh, it was awesome. I would say that the weather was actually great, even though it was windy. So we had, at least I experienced 10 seconds of rain the entire time, and while it was supposed to be downpouring.
Yeah.
So it was awesome.
Yeah, it was great. There was tons of people there, but somehow there was never lines anywhere, and it didn't seem crowded. And they actually did something first this year, which is good for May in Texas. They had the actual event was indoors, so it was in air conditioning, and it was nice. So
Yes.
Hey, you know what? Any mega event that size, which I know there must have been thousands and thousands of people there, that
mhm.
you don't feel like you're waiting in lines, is well run. Because I know we went to Woodstock last year, and it was kind of a nightmare, with lines and situations like that.
Oh, yeah, and
I was pleasantly surprised by, especially the lunch line. The lunch line's always a disaster. And this year it was good. I walked at noon. I walked right up to the line, and I was sitting down with my food, and a couple minutes later.
Well, they had tons of people there, but they had it spaced out well because they also had the maze, right? So you know, 2 huge events, but those were not right on top of each other, so that spread people out. And then they released a ton of caches. They kept releasing a ton of caches, and there was 40 lab caches too.
Right.
So people were spread out pretty well.
Sure.
And they kind of funneled people like from the maze there was 9 labs inside, but one you had to actually leave the area of the maze and go, football field length away. So people were funneled out as they were doing that set, so they weren't congregating and causing lines. It was planned out pretty well.
Great. All right. Well, one thing we got out of that was next year's Geo Woodstock, which I'll talk about. The Geocaching's 20th anniversary is a week-long celebration next year, and they put out the dates for August 15th, 2020, the 20th anniversary mega. That's probably going to be a giga, I'm assuming, in Seattle, Seattle, Washington. And Jesse, didn't you mention something about the Lost and Found coming back for that as well? I thought you said it to me in passing, literally in passing one day.
Yeah, that's what I've heard. The events and I believe they're going to do like local area events and bring back the Lost and Found icon.
You finally get to get the elusive icon you could never.
Yep, that was right before I started, so I didn't have it. So
I don't have it either.
Yeah, but it's my understanding that they're going to redesign it. I think it's going to look a little bit different for next year. So
now only if they'll bring back the 10-10-10.
Right.
2020. Oh wait, no, that doesn't work.
That doesn't work.
August 16th, 2020 is the Going Ape, which is the Ape Cache one. And then the August 22nd, 2020 is Geo Woodstock 18 in British Columbia. And if anybody wants that GC, that's GC86, V as in Victor, D as in Dog, F as in Frank. So
Victor David Foxtrot.
Yeah, if you're going to be an Army guy, yeah, I'm not. So we're planning on the trip, but the problem is that's right around school time when school starts. So we are planning on attending, but I don't know if we're going to attend.
I think we'll definitely be in Seattle. Anything more than that, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the school schedule looks like.
That's a lot of potential icons, though, for a lot of people.
Yes.
Yeah, and it's my understanding too. The rumor is that there's going to be, like events throughout that week leading up to Geo Woodstock too.
Well, I imagine there would be. That whole week is going to be huge.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Man, do kids get in the way? They're just in the way.
10 more years.
I know. Someday, babe, we're almost there. Someday. Someday they'll all be gone. Also, Jesse just got an email from this that cachetour.no is now an official geocaching API partner, which I thought was very interesting.
That's very exciting.
Yes, I find that, and I guess we're going to talk about that next week too, Jess. Correct?
Yeah, we'll talk about. Well? Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. And then we also got some more. I know everybody likes to keep track. We got more visitors of our front yard, our porch cache. Got some out of towners. Over the past couple of weeks, we got the Bruce Zero, who's cached the line. Everybody knows that guy, the vlogger. He stopped by his way through town on an 18-state caching trip from Ontario to Geo Woodstock, and he stopped in Chicago. He stopped by my house, and he got our front porch cache. And also, Fish Out of Water from Detroit, Michigan stopped by. Wasn't even expecting them. Just all of a sudden, we saw there was a motion at the door, and there's somebody I didn't recognize, and it was a cacher from Michigan. So,
I pulled into the driveway, and there was somebody walking through the yard carrying a bag of trackables. I'm going, is that one of our kids' friends? I'm not sure what's going on. Yeah, so that was nice.
Are you comfortable with it now, Jesse?
What'd you say?
Are you comfortable with having it there?
Yeah, I am. Having the camera there is a nice, sort of security for it, and then the fact that the icon is not sitting right on top of our house on the map.
It's an actual, it's a
letterbox.
Letterbox you have to get to. Yeah, so it's nice that you have to work for it a little bit. All right, guys, that's all the news we got. We got no email. So tonight's show, we're gonna start with Memphis Mafia. First of all, welcome to the show, sir.
Oh, thank you. Glad to be here.
We have Memphis on tonight because if you're talking if we're gonna talk challenge caches, you gotta have Memphis Mafia on the show. The man who literally wrote the book on challenge caches. Not the book, maybe a book. We'll say a book on challenge caches.
I like the book better.
Go ahead. I will give you 15 seconds to pimp your book. Go ahead, pimp your book.
There you go. Well, and so we're going to talk about challenges tonight. So I didn't come on to do a hard sell on the book. I'm not that's not what the show's about. I'm just interested in challenges, which is why I wrote the book. And it's Geocaching Challenges, the game within the game. And as we'll get into tonight, you'll see that I too am very passionate about challenges because it's really shaped the game for us. So I love it. The book's up and available on Amazon, and I think we're going to do a giveaway too. But I I got to go through a lot of things and found out how instrumental challenges were in our geocaching career, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been a lot of fun, and I got to sell a bunch and meet a bunch of people and everything at Geo Woodstock. So it was a lot of fun to do. I wrote it with my wife,
Right.
and it was very good.
Do you
And
have the book?
all
Can
the
you
stuff
show-
that remained in there is
Can you
family
show it?
friendly
Can you
and
show the
sellable.
book? Show us the book. Show us.
Oh
the book.
yeah. So this is the book.
Oh,
Let me
there it
see.
is. Yeah,
Back there.
there you go.
So woo. And of course, it's a geocaching book, so it talks about our stories and how we screwed up, or at least I screwed up along the way. And there's stuff hidden inside it, of course, because it's a book of people that do puzzles for a living, right? So we hid some stuff in there. You can't make something for geocachers without hiding stuff in there. But it was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun and added a lot to it. And the people I've talked to that have actually read it so far have been very nice about it. So
That's great.
they're not like, you're an idiot. What are you talking about?
So if you guys want a book, this is what you got to do, guys. Call in. You got to, this is a call-in show, 808-468-7924. You call in tonight. You actually get on the air, and we're going to be talking about challenge caches all night tonight, guys. You tell us the most challenging cache you've completed, and we'll do a random draw at the end of the show tonight. And you have a shot at the book. So call in 808-468-7924, 808-GOT-SWAG. Give us your most challenging cache you've completed. You got a shot at the book.
Now, is it the most challenging challenge cache or cache?
No, the most challenging challenge you've completed.
Okay.
Cache.
There we go.
I'm assuming, yes. Sorry. I didn't know it had to be that specific.
It's geocachers. You know how they are with the rules.
So let's talk challenge caches. Well, here's a funny thing about challenge caches. When I started in 2008, and I was always fascinated by these challenge caches. I really was. And we had something in Chicago, the Challengers Challenging Challenge. We had to find 1/3 of all the caches in Illinois.
All the challenges.
All the challenge caches in Illinois, excuse me. So, and this was it was a feat. It was about probably 80 at the time in Illinois. So you had to find, what is that? How many is that? I don't know, 30 or something like that, right? 25 challenge caches. And this is it wasn't an easy feat. I spent the better part of literally 2010 only finding caches leading towards a challenge cache. Any cache I got in 2010, and I got probably a couple thousand, were going towards a challenge cache that I was working on. And I finally got the challenging challenge cache in mid 2011 is what it was. And shockingly, a lot of other states have this cache. It's not just Illinois that Challengers Challenging Challenge cache, whatever it's called. But and then so I always enjoyed challenge caches. I have two currently out. I have two challenge caches out. One of them is a 10 icon in a day challenge cache, and one of them is it's a park and grab challenge. You have to find I think it's 100 one. No, it's 500 1.5 1.5. I think is what it is. If you have 500 of those, you can log the cache. And ironically, the cache is a micro in the woods. You see the irony there? At that irony, you got it right there.
I like it.
And then,
but you're the one who hates micros in the woods. So.
Well, I did it, yes. And then geocaching in April of 2015, Groundspeak puts a 1-year moratorium on my challenge caches. Okay, and they say we're changing it up. We're gonna go crazy, and it's challenge caches have always been so controversial before the moratorium. I got plenty turned away. I got turned down on probably 3 or 4 of them, different kind. So the moratorium ended in 2016, and challenge caches were back with a ton of limitations, which I personally hate. I rarely hunt challenge caches anymore. I hate them so much, and I love challenge caches. But Memphis likes them. He likes the way they have them now. Before Memphis, you get into it, Chad. What do you think of them, real quick? The way they were and the way they are, and do you actually hunt them? I know Memphis does. You wrote a freaking book about it. Chad,
I hunt them, but I don't necessarily actively go out and try to complete them. It's like when I complete them, I'll look maybe 1 or 2 if I'm close. I'll try to complete them. But I like them now that they're set with basically using Project GC's GeoChecker.
No. See,
that's a good thing. It makes it.
The point of a challenge is it's a challenge. It's not a challenge if it's easy.
I want, so you can make a challenge cache that you check with Project GC. That
Yeah,
is
I know,
a challenge,
like,
but you don't necessarily, the checking part shouldn't be a challenge. That's my point.
no, we'd have to we'd have to use some, we would have to create a PQ and send it to the person to get it approved before you went and got the cash, like real men did
Like real
back
man.
in the day.
Oh, trust me, I've done enough of that.
Jesse, what say you, sir?
So I don't disagree with that part of it, but I do like the challenge checker because there's certain people out there that when they were gray areas that would just act like turds. And well, that's not what I meant. I don't feel like getting into an email argument with somebody. And they rarely ever want to meet you somewhere to talk about it. So it gets into that telephone tough guy game. And I didn't like that part of it. And there was everybody's seen those, like the ones you're talking about that are cool. I'm sad that we don't get to have some of those.
Right.
But there were some dumb ones out there too.
Yeah.
You know,
don't get me wrong.
it needs to be near my cat's favorite location.
Yeah. You know,
Near
don't
a
get me
certain
wrong.
city
Yeah.
that rhymes with Fred.
But that
And all
being
these
said,
weird things that those sucked.
there was more good than bad. Way more good.
Oh,
than
yeah.
bad. Way more good.
Yeah.
You know, than bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I think the arguments is why they had to go with the challenge checker, that they were spending so much time debating people.
And I've had a few where I thought I had, at least for the intent of it, the original intent or how it was written, I had qualified, but the owners decided to be, hey, I'm gonna interpret the rules this way just to stick it to you a little bit.
Right.
And that's just being an ass.
Yes, and that's of course, I we've got Jesse Manning phones right now because the phone lines are lighting up because you guys are calling in because you want a book. But Jesse is a prime example of this great challenge cache that she did. That when she comes back, Jesse Brown, she's back. Jesse Brown,
Yes. Hello.
talk about we're talking about challenge caches and how you get turned down by a reviewer, and so you stick it to the reviewer. Explain how you stuck it to the reviewer.
Oh, me? Would I do that?
What'd
Oh
you
my-
do? Tell us what you did to make.
So I put out a challenge cache that was very, very difficult. And it basically was 100 non-traditional caches in a day. And at the time, it published as only non-traditionals in a day. So it was limiting, but that's how I submitted it. And that's how it published.
Meanwhile, that's illegal today, isn't
Now
it?
that I was going
Right.
to say, because of the time requirement, that would be
Right.
illegal today,
Right.
right? Okay.
So what
and
happened?
the negative requirement.
Right. So what happened was about a week or so later, I got an email from the reviewer saying, so it's kind of been brought to my attention that this probably isn't, legal, and I probably shouldn't have published it. So either I'm going to disable it and possibly archive it, or you have to change it. So I did. I changed it, and I said, okay. So 100 non-traditional caches in a day. You can find anything else you want, but of those 100 non-traditionals, you now have to find X number of different sizes and X number of different hiders and et cetera, et cetera. So I added all these other
all these-
So you
criteria and made
more
it
difficult.
You added
even more
total
difficult.
FU situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, she totally added an FU situation.
Yeah. So
But now, was that before or after the new rules?
Before the moratorium.
that was before.
So now the biggest thing that I dislike about them, you would probably have trouble with, and that's finding 10 other people that have already qualified for it.
Yes, that's one of the rules now. Correct. No,
Yeah, I don't like that rule.
No, I do not. I don't.
And it's, well, sometimes they have required more than 10 other people. I got a friend out here who has one where you have to have 250,000 favorite points. And he was ready for the reviewer. He did a search of everybody. I think it was through Project GC, and there's 4,000 people. And by favorite points, I mean caches that you found, the quantity of favorite points that are on there.
Right.
Which I've signed the cache, but I do not qualify as of yet. Only 97,000.
Our reviewers always say it has to be 10 local people. So 10 people in your area, which is generally the state, or you're a part of the state.
Right.
I think he could have found 10 local people, but it was more like a, here's a list.
Right.
Go chew on it.
That's my biggest gripe with the new rules. That one line is my biggest gripe with the new rules.
The 10 people.
Yeah, because I can be creative and come up with challenges still to fit in the restrictions. There's always going to be some that aren't allowed, but I like the creativity of the restriction part.
Right.
I'll still come up with some fun stuff, but
I mean,
it's
as long
not
as
a
you
challenge.
qualify it, as long as you
Yes.
qualify for it when you're making a challenge, I think it's fair game to make one.
Yeah, well,
that
yeah,
is-
it's the old. As long as you have to qualify, you qualify, then screw everybody else. I qualify.
Right.
For it. That's the whole point of the challenge.
Exactly.
It's not a challenge if everybody's already done it. That's just
Right.
a rule.
I know that's the whole
Right.
point. You have to do what I did, kind of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Meanwhile, we got some calls here, so let's bring in some callers here. Firefighter Skippy from Massachusetts. Hello, sir. How are you?
No, actually, I'm in Connecticut.
You're in Connecticut. I got Massachusetts here.
My bad. I totally forgot to ask
Well,
where he's from. I was so excited about the challenge. Sorry about that.
Sorry about that. So what do you got for me? Your favorite challenge cache that you've done? What's your best?
Okay. So far, I completed the Mass 351 challenge, where you have to find one cache in each of the 351 towns in Massachusetts.
Oh, that's absurd. Fantastic. I love it. Now that's a challenge. I
And right-
like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
That's a
right
serious
now,
challenge.
I'm working on another one out of New Hampshire. It's the 234 challenge for New Hampshire.
Oh, jeez.
And don't forget, I'm in Connecticut, so there are days when I'm traveling 350 to 400 miles in a day to get these challenges to work on these towns in these states.
Right. That's fantastic. I love it. I love it. And are these old caches? How old are these caches?
It doesn't matter. It can be any cache.
No, I
as
mean,
long as it's
I mean the
Oh,
challenge
yeah.
ones. The challenge ones. Yeah.
they've just been around just a couple of years.
Wow. Nice.
For the
That Massachusetts one.
I was there. There's been 100 people to complete it so far. I was the
Wow.
70th.
Really? 100 people have completed it?
Is that all? No, there's over 100
Isn't there 100?
people.
Isn't there 100 people in Massachusetts? Period. Isn't that a small little state?
Well, it's like the Texas Challenge is all 254 counties of Texas,
Oh, good.
and that's over 9,000 minimum of 9,000 miles of driving to hit all, just to get into all, pass through all 254 counties, which I do not qualify for, by the way. I'm somewhere in the 60s.
Right.
And no longer live there, so probably will
Never get
unless I move back there. There's a low likelihood that I will qualify for it.
Well, I know that one person who has qualified for that, I think already, and that is Carrot Killer. I'm bringing him in. Carrot Killer.
Oh yeah.
How are you, sir?
What's up, guys?
How are you? Have you finished that? Have you finished the Texas one? I know you were working on it. Firefighter, you're still on the call. Don't drop yet. Are you still?
Okay.
Did you finish the Texas one, Carrot Killer?
I'm the 186th finisher, and my wife is the 187th.
Wow,
Awesome.
that's amazing. And you are currently. And what is your favorite one you've ever done?
Yeah, that's probably my favorite. That took the most time, planning, and determination.
And you did it quick too.
So-
You did it real quick.
Pretty sure we have the record time. So yeah,
That's pretty amazing. And you did it in like a couple of months, I think. Did she?
we did it in.
You moved there and did it. Like, didn't you just right after you moved there, right?
We started the first day.
Oh my God. God,
Wow.
First day, we got like 30 counties.
God. Why did I have kids? Why? For what? Really, for what? All right. So Firefighter Skippy, by the way, I saw that you got a path tag. Did you get it from Chad? Did you?
Yeah.
And did you scream Chaz and give him a big hug like I told you to do?
Nobody gave me a hug.
No, I don't.
You got no
think
hugs?
you do that.
Nobody gave me a hug. I got a lot of chazzes, but I didn't get any hugs.
I screamed for my pad tag, but I did not hug him.
That's awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much, both of you, for calling. I appreciate it so much. You are in the draw for the. Wait, hold on. You are both in the draw. First, Carrot Killer, you're working on getting the cash in 10 national parks. Is that what I'm saying right now? Am I
Yeah. So that's what I'm working on right now. We're working on getting a cache in 10 national parks. It's probably easier in other parts of the country, but
That's
we're living in Georgia. There was nothing nearby.
I should
We've got
halfway
Big Bend
qualify
and
for that.
Guadalupe Mountains, about 7 hours
that is amazing.
away each, but we're up to 6 parks so far.
Really? Wow, 6?
Hmm.
Oh man. What?
I haven't seen that one, but I think I've got 5 national parks.
My
So.
kids aren't that much
Yeah.
fun, you know.
It's like how many national?
We
You know,
saw
it's
the
like,
challenge, and then at Geo Woodstock last year, we realized it was in Indiana, and we could go sign it. So then we, had
Right.
a flyer and thirst to do it.
Okay. Good.
where was that in Indiana? Was that down down across the
It
river
was within a
from
2-hour
Ohio?
drive of Geo Woodstock last year.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Cool.
Well, boys, firefighter Skippy, sir, are you still there?
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Okay, you are in the draw for the book. Thank you so much for calling in, pal. We appreciate it so much.
Awesome. Thanks for the show.
Thank you so much. We'll talk to you soon.
So we got one in the chat. So Ryan in the chat screen, Chaz, and I believe I gave him both of my path tags. So the Geocaching Podcast path tag plus my personal path tag.
Oh, nice. Kara Killer, you sir are
Yeah,
in.
man.
Kara Killer, you sir are in the drop for the book, sir. So thank you so much.
Okay.
All right, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you, sir.
One last thing, man.
Oh, go ahead. What's up?
Yeah. I was gonna say, sorry, man. Do you remember leaving your hand dry at the maze?
Well, you just totally broke up. One more time. What was that?
I think I know what he's saying.
You remember
Basically,
leaving your hand dry at the maze?
yeah, I had promised to give him a pat, to go back to the car and give him grab it because I had left it in the car, and to get him the path tag and card and
Chad
Ghosted him.
and button.
ghosted.
and then as I'm driving away, it's like,
Friend of the show.
I know it's
crap.
dude.
So you need to
He has
send
sound and
Scott.
everything. He has his own sound here on the board.
Scott, you need to send him a path tag, a button, and a card.
You really ghosted Kara Killer? Well done.
Unintentionally. I was hoping to see him again at the event at the Geo Woodstock event, but I unfortunately I didn't run into him.
Wow.
And I am 100% out of everything that I had.
You gave away everything I gave you.
Okay. I've got like 5 of the cards left. That's it. I saved those for some caches around here that I'm going to drop them in.
Well done, sir. Well done. All right.
Oh, and these guys, I don't know if you can see them.
Look like dicks.
I brought them home, so I'm not gonna wait for the next show because these suckers are gonna go in the freezer.
That's nasty.
Did they bite you?
Those 2, I woke up yesterday morning with them on it. I went the whole time without any ticks latching, and woke up yesterday morning with 2 of them latched on me.
Blah. All right, Carrot, send me your information. I'll send you a stupid packet.
About time, man.
Ghost.
It's about time. I'll talk to you later.
Send me the information. All right, we'll talk soon. Thanks, buddy.
All right, see ya.
Bye. We got one more caller here. We have got another friend of the show who apparently wants a book. We got Wheels 00. Hello, sir. How you doing, sir?
Hello.
Hello.
What's up, y'all?
How are you, sir?
I am very well.
Well,
very well.
I know you have a crapotonno of challenge caches out there. Most I really hate. But what is your favorite that you've completed?
Well, I wouldn't say it's my favorite because it definitely took some trips downstate, but the Illinois Virtual Challenge.
Oh, you're putting that in my face because you know I'm like 7 away.
Oh,
Are you? That
Yes.
sucks.
I know, and there's a whole new bunch coming out.
And I own it.
You own the Illinois Virtual Challenge?
I do because Bat was, Bat's basically retired, and so I saw that.
Oh.
I actually stumbled across it one time accidentally. I wasn't looking for it, and I found it, and it was not in great shape. So I sent him a note. Nothing got done, and so then when I completed it, I reached out to him and said, "Hey, listen, it's in questionable shape. I'll replace it if you want me to take ownership of it." And he sent me over an adoption.
Oh,
so
nice.
I completed it. Now I own it.
Oh, muscle tough. Well done.
nice.
Cool.
Yeah, right.
And you're one of the elusive, I think one of the 19 of the original Challenge, are you not?
I am.
Yes.
I officially got both of them. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I've gotten both of them too, but the first one was a lot harder than the second one. So like, yes, the original one, but you're one of the originals like me. You're on the original log, like the first one.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love challenges.
Me
I
too.
love challenges.
Yes.
Obviously, as you said, I like to put them out
Yes.
with my 7 to 7
Yeah,
series.
guys. He has a 7 is Heaven series challenges where it's like, explain real quick, Wheels.
Well, before we go on to that, explain what the virtual challenge is. Is that like all the virtuals?
Right.
Every
So-
virtual in Illinois. Yes.
Right.
The
The
whole
Illinois Virtual Challenge, which is GC2326 Tango. So essentially, you have to get every virtual cache within the state border of Illinois. And then as I was chasing this one, of course, obviously, it was during the time in between the two. When they had gotten stopped putting out and then put up, but then I knew I was getting down to the last 3, and all of a sudden they were start talking about the second round of the release, and so I made a concerted effort to bust my tail and get to wherever the last ones were. And I don't even remember the last virtual I got in the state.
Yeah.
But it was one of those like, okay, this has got to be a priority because once that goes,
right,
you may not get it again, and that's kind of what I'm seeing.
And we got a bunch got put out in Illinois when the second one came around. Yeah, it hurt.
So people, when you get your virtual rewards, go to various rare parts of Illinois. Put a virtual out.
Yes.
Stick it out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh, there are. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
But this was a cache that was posted in 2010, and there are a whopping 14 finders on it.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's a tough one. Yeah. Illinois is a big state, man. It doesn't look very big, but it's long. It's a long.
Do you know how many virtuals there are total?
Yeah. Was there like 70 some or 80? Is there 80 now, Brett? How many are in there?
I don't remember. I don't think it's that much.
No, I think it was in the 70s. Or was it or is it now in the 70s? It's that high. Jesse would know, and she's on a call.
I may have to maybe one of these days I'll do a PQ list and I'll add that in there.
So meanwhile, he does a 7. He does a 7 is Heaven series, which is a series of caches,
right?
Which is 7 somethings. And
the vast majority of those caches are a 7 in a day of something. Right. It could be 7 virtuals. I have the 7 benchmarks. I have the 7 traditionals. Actually, I don't think I do have 7 traditionals, but I also do sizes. I do 7 micros. You know, the funny thing is that when I started doing it, because there were so many extremely challenging challenges, I kind of wanted to not get down to the stupid ones, like give me crayon colors, but I wanted to like something that's attainable but fun. So 7 small, 7 micros,
right?
7 puzzles in a day.
Yeah, but
then I built it up and I did a 7 challenges in a day.
Right, but now you've got your stupid 7 the color one. God damn you on that color one.
There's one out here that's 32 colors. 32
no
colors.
No, Chad. Wheels, explain to him why I'm mad at you for the color
right,
thing.
The Shades of Green, Shades of Green challenge,
okay.
is getting 7 caches. I'm sorry, the Shades of Green, because the first time it changes over is at 11. So your calendar day goes, it's one color up through 10. On the 11th cache, it changes a color.
Right. So you have to find 11 caches on every single day.
Every single day of the calendar.
How much of a jerk is
the
that?
entire thing.
Yeah, you're a jerk, dude. Get off my show.
So then you'll appreciate that I've got the 26s hidden and ready to post. I just have to get everything verified.
Oh my gosh!
It's the next color. Is that what it is? The next color one?
It's the level 3, the Shades of Green level 3, the 26s.
That's a jerk. All right, I'm done talking to you. You're a jerk.
It's almost as bad as putting a traditional in a lamp skirt at the drive-through at a Wendy's or something like that. I would never thought of something like that, Mr. Burks.
Right? No, never.
So do people put out series just so that other people can get your challenges?
Not really. No. No.
No, the only time that I think that someone put something out, but it wasn't intentional, my non-traditional speaking, which was I needed to get 123 non-traditionals without getting a traditional over a certain number of days. And shortly after that was posted, the Hummingbird series came out, and so people would go do the Hummingbird series and get the vast majority of the qualifier for that.
Right, because the Hummingbird series, you got to tell them the Hummingbird series is a 120. What were they? Do you remember what
letterboxes and Maltese?
Right. So that right there,
Right.
lock it in right there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
But there was a secondary qualifier because you had to do so many days, or you had to have so many icons also.
Right. What's funny is I have my list here, and while I got Wheels on the phone here, because I have a list of examples of caches I've found over the years that I've loved, challenge caches, that are not allowed anymore with this new little for rules that they got going here right now. Like, for example, the Wheels, do you remember the silent letter E challenge? Remember that one?
Oh yeah, right.
The no caches with
caches
with E in the
without
title
letter E.
for 30 consecutive days. For a month, you can't find a cache with an E in it.
But you have to at least find a cache every day. Is that it?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
That literally takes.
But because I could do that with
Just
with
no
a
caches
dry
for 30
streak.
days, you're good.
Exactly.
The alphabet challenge. Remember that cache name and also cache owner name for the alphabet challenge.
So you have to have an owner that started with A and his cache have to start with A.
No, separate
usually.
Separate user. Okay. So yeah, I've done both of those. So
yes,
and actually I signed one in Texas for
Did you really?
specifically for Texas there. And it was like they were saying, no, we don't qualify. It's like, screw you, I qualify. It's like, I know damn well I qualify.
Yeah. Well, the anti-micro challenge. Remember that one, Wheels?
Right.
She had 20 caches
Like
in a row that aren't micros. Yours, yeah.
Like cooperation
yours
challenge.
would totally be illegal now. Wheels had one called the cooperation challenge where you have to bring.
What is that one?
You have to. How many people do you have to bring? You have to find caches with like 20 other
30?
people. The 30?
You had to go caching, whether it was a find or even if you log a DNF. I didn't care. But if you recruited someone off the street and they became a cacher, I counted it. But you had to get 25 different cachers that you cache at least one cache with. So you could do 25 people for one cache each. You can get groups of 3 and 4 and 5 and go caching together. But you had to record caches and log the ones and show in your log that these people were with you. And so you had a total of 25. And unfortunately, they changed the rule on that one just as I was getting ready to release the 50.
Oh, poor baby. Poor baby.
No. Hey, listen,
I like the idea of that one.
To be honest, that's one of my favorite. It's one of my favorite challenges of all time because it encourages people to cache together.
Yes.
And I've had so many really great comments in my logs for that challenge, and I was really pissed when I wasn't able to do any more because I was encouraging participation as groups.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, didn't Cody Dog have one too, where he had it where it was, I don't know if it's still active or not, where you have to bring new cachers. You have to bring literally a brand new cacher, somebody who was never cached before caching. I don't think he's on the show tonight, but I don't think he's in the chat room. But
right,
something along those lines.
That sounds good, but I always think about how people are going to cheat. Like they're just going to sign up a sock puppet account and go, "Oh yeah, I brought this new guy, and this is a new account. He's cashier number 2."
And for my challenge, for my cooperation challenge, some people and I didn't consider it cheating, but it was not the spirit of the challenge. So they would go to an event.
Yeah, that's what we did.
And there would be a whole room full of people. They'd say, "Hey, everybody, let's go out to the Lamsker and let's all go get one cache."
That's what we did.
And so they would qualify literally in one day.
That's what we did.
So then I changed the rules at some point, and I made them that they had to do it over it's like a minimum of like 3 or 4 trips out or something like that.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Wheels, our lovely chat room did your work for you. They said PQ says there are 54 virtual geocaches in Illinois.
Yeah,
there you go. I thought it was more.
Not too bad.
No.
So I just brought up the checker on Project GC, and it actually says that I qualified because there were only 36 when the challenge published.
Do I qualify?
so technically, I think I qualify.
Get it.
Nice.
So I'll check with the CO.
I might have got that many virtuals in DFW area this past week alone. It's like we cleaned out the virtuals. There's a lot of them there.
I think we picked up 18 and still left half the ones in Fort Worth.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, we killed virtual.
All right.
That was fun.
Thank you, Wheels. Always a pleasure to talk to you, sir. Good to have you back home, sir. We'll talk soon. Bye.
So even though a lot of those aren't allowed now, there's still some good ones out there. But I mean, it has shaped every one of the people that have called in, and like the one you gave, that shaped so many people's caching style.
Yeah.
I mean, look what you'll do for one challenge out there. You'll do crazy crap for a year just to qualify for one challenge.
An entire year. Every cache I found was going towards one, because I was working on like 10 challenges. Every cache I found was pushing towards a challenge. I didn't just go cache, BS park and grab, that kind of stuff. And this is way before Jesse and all that. This is when I was caching in my own still.
Well, you look at things like even the traditional challenges like Jasmer and stuff. People travel all over the world to get,
Oh, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
All right, and there's certain. It has focused me towards like going for puzzles and letter boxes and multis, because there's so many challenges and stuff out there with those, and it's like, and you can a lot of times you can go to a different state and you'll find a lot of those same ones with different count numbers, etc., and able to go there, sign up, but also get the ones off your list that you've already done.
Right, sure.
I don't think there's any time when I'm not working towards some challenges. Like I'm always working towards something.
Right. No, not me.
I'm always working towards some challenge. I just don't know what challenge I'm working towards.
All right, I'm bringing in Coon and Bud out of Russellville, Arkansas. Coon and Bud, hello, sir.
Hey, Coon and Bud.
Oh,
hello. Hello.
Hello. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Go ahead.
Okay. My challenge is GC 4 Echo Juliet Romeo Golf Buckeye Kids Contiguous Counties.
Buckeyes.
15 states connected with counties.
Wait a second.
I've got 16.
Wait. Buckeyes contiguous counties start in home state and connecting 15 states throughout every county. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right.
That is insane.
Is where this cache is. I signed it on 10/16/16, and I logged it finally on 4/28/18. This included going back to where I met you up at Omaha, so Missouri up to Iowa and
that's ridiculous.
Nebraska. And then, this one cost a lot of money. Let's see. Well, hold on. And then the year after that, going caching, and we got 27 counties in one day.
Wow.
Oh my gosh. That's a lot of counties, dude.
I bet there isn't one finder on there that's from the state of Texas.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I finally, and then going to, of course, the bigger. We connected from Arkansas, Kentucky,
okay,
Tennessee too. We did bite out Tennessee. And Missouri. I had left out a county of Missouri, so we had to go up and get one as we were going over.
Wow.
Okay, that's insane, dude. That's a good one. That's pretty insane.
Yeah. So you going caching this year?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I'm a pirate.
I'll see you there.
All right, Coon and Bud, thank you thank you so much for calling in, buddy. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you so much.
All right, you're in the drawing for the book. No worries, you're in the drawing. So keep listening. All right, so
wait, I got a funny story, Scott. You know who that is?
I know Coon and Bud.
Yeah. Do you remember at Geocaching Fest several years ago when we were there with Joshua and you were laughing at how everybody knew Joshua and nobody knew you because you were just audio on a podcast?
Right.
And then somebody heard you laugh and said, I know that laugh.
That was Coon and Bud.
That was Coon and Bud.
Yeah, he recognized me from the podcast as well. So, well, actually, I didn't. No, so I didn't see him this time. He was probably at Geo-Woodstock, but I didn't see him this time. But I think I saw him at both the previous two Geo-Woodstock. So got to know him through Geo-Woodstock.
Still a little time left, guys. Give us a call, 808-468-7924. Your best geocaching challenge cache you've done to get into a drawing for the Memphis Mafia book. No charge on the book. So give us a call, 808-GOT-SWAG. Continuing on. So Memphis, tell us about the reward challenge, number one. This is how Memphis gets pissed off about things that are happening. He puts this out.
So the number one rule that I hate that they have is, like we mentioned before, is you have to find other people that have already satisfied the challenge. Well, that's just rewarding the people in your area with a new cache they can go sign. So I got mad, argued. Of course, it doesn't matter really arguing the rule that's that obvious. So like many things I do, I just got pissed off and shot out a cache real quick. And so I had to put challenge in the title because that's one of the rules, right? I got challenge and just bracketed it off and called it reward cache number one. And I archived it later, but I kept it out there for quite a while. But it's just like something like find 100 multi-caches or something. But I was like, this is a reward cache. These are all the people that are in the area. And I ran Project JC for everybody in the state. All of you already have this qualified. Just come and sign it. It doesn't matter, something like that.
Right.
I was just mad because of this reward rule, but they didn't change it. And amazingly, that one cache didn't piss them off enough where they'd change it. So I was going to do a whole series. I was all mad and stuff, and I lost steam after that first one came out. So
I like the cache owner name that you chose to use on that, Snowflake Cacher.
Oh yeah.
See, that's an angry man right there.
Yeah, you can tell when I typed that whole thing up, I was angry. It's like scrolling pictures and stuff.
Yep.
All the stuff that you hate on a cache page is all that stuff.
And so here's one thing that you thought that you have in your show notes is, how do you rate difficulty of hide? Now, I always had a problem with that as well. Is because I've got like a 10 icon challenge out there, and while it's in a lamb skirt, I'm not going to lie, the fine's in a lamb skirt, but should the
10 icon in a day, or
shouldn't the terrain be higher than a 1.5? It's 10 icons in a day. Yes, sir.
Okay.
But shouldn't the terrain be pretty freaking high on that? If we're going to get into a difficulty or high.
No, because the terrain is rated based on that cache for challenge caches, according to the new rules.
But to get that cache.
But it's not. It's to get to the challenge cache, not what you have to do to satisfy it. They did a whole thing about spelling that out in the rules this time.
Really?
Yeah. So, I mean, you can stick it to...
Do you think people listen to the rules?
No, of course not. So terrain is supposed to be, in the new rules, terrain is supposed to be getting to that challenge cache. That's all it is, not what you got to do to get to it. And then difficulty is supposed to be how difficult it is to satisfy the challenge.
Yeah.
But there's nothing left in there for how hard the hide is.
Right, exactly. Yes.
I almost got death threats over this because I did one of those, what you would call an FU hide. There was a rock in the middle of a huge rock pile as the challenge.
You on that? Really? Seriously, dude?
Well, I did it for that reason. It was a 5-5 challenge, right?
Sure.
Or a 5-1 challenge. So the terrain was still a 1, pretty much, or 1.5, but the difficulty was 5, and it was hidden hard too. People were pissed.
Wow, that's terrible. That's terrible.
I said it on the cache page. I was clear about it.
Well, okay, as long as you did that, then. Jesse Brown.
Yes.
I know you have I know you always have a interest into this, and what do you think of everything that's going on compared to the way it was? What's your feelings on all of this?
Well, a couple things. I think there are some of the new guidelines that I don't necessarily agree with. Like you guys, challenges are meant to be challenging. That being said, they have made it so much easier to figure out if you qualify or not, because there were challenges that I literally was like Excel spreadsheets and pivot tables and extra databases. I mean, it took me a week to figure out if I qualified or not. So on that side of it, I like that they've sort of simplified it and made it very straightforward. Do you qualify? Do you not?
Okay.
Here's the one place to go to find out if you do. Done, and no discussion.
and really quickly, I don't want to interrupt you, but I'm going to.
No, go ahead.
Anybody, if you need a qualifier for your webpage, Chad does them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, continue.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Well, thank you for doing that.
So yeah, there's otherwise you have to get in the put a request in, and someone may eventually
If you're a friend of the
create one.
show, Buck Chad, the scream Chaz.
They're usually pretty quick on building those checkers, though.
I think nowadays they are, but in the early days, when everybody wanted one and you didn't have too many checkers out there, it was a bit more difficult.
One of my favorite things is getting in there into the checkers because they don't lock them down, so you can see everybody's checker once they're requested.
Yeah.
So you can see all the ones that are before they come out. So that's kind of funny to me.
But go ahead, Brown. Continue. Sorry.
Well, no, I was just going to say you got to be careful on the older caches before they had the requirement that you had to have the checker built in, because as we just talked about, there might be a checker there, but it might not be 100% accurate, like the Illinois Virtual Challenge checker. Not accurate.
Yeah.
And there was one. So the cache that I talked about earlier, my 100 non-traditionals in a day, somebody put a challenge checker on that, except that it wasn't exactly right because I have all those other criteria. And so, it was giving false positives and I took it off.
Right.
So just have to be careful with older caches.
Right. And Project GC is now giving all of that, correct? They're giving challenge. Don't they have a challenges tab now and all that kind of stuff? Like, right? I don't use Project GC that much.
Yes. There's on your own profile stats. You can't view other people's, but when you're looking at your own profile stats, there is a tab called challenges, and it lists all of the challenges that you found, as well as, stats about them, like challenges by found date and challenges DT grid and all of that, because of course there are challenges for challenges. But then it also lists the thing that I find really helpful on it is that it lists challenges that you've posted a note on that you haven't necessarily logged as a find. So, you can kind of keep track of like, what have you signed in on that you don't qualify yet? And then it'll tell you when you do qualify for it.
And I believe all that requires premium membership.
So
Jesse gonna solve this quick. Watch this.
There's limitations on what you can do with the challenge checkers for premium. If you're not a premium member, there's a challenge checker map that is a paid feature. It'll show you all of the caches, all of the challenges in an area, and it shows you with a green check or an X to tell you whether or not you qualify. And also, if you're a paid member, then the challenge checker will actually run in the background constantly, so your qualifier map is always up to date. And if the cache page uses that advanced checker image in the description, you can see it right there on the cache page, whether or not you qualify. You don't have to go to Project GC, find the checker and, run the whole thing. And also non-paying members are only allowed to run 10 challenge checkers per day, and paying members is unlimited.
So I just re-upped my membership.
Smart.
Well, I always keep the premium from Project GC. I use the crap out of that thing.
I do too. It's so worth it.
Well, I signed about 70 challenges this time out. So
good Lord.
Well, one of them, there's a 66. There was a Geo Art with 66 of them, and I probably don't qualify for half of them. But I think since it's a Geo Art, I think I will make the effort to try to get that thing filled in.
Right.
There were some hard ones in that Geo Art.
Oh yeah,
I mean, that Texas.
I think there was one that was like a 11x fizzy.
Oh yeah,
and that one's like I don't know if I'll ever get there, but I think I'm thinking going to be at 3x or 4x after this mega. So
nice.
That's something to work towards, though.
Yeah, something to work towards.
All right, last question before we go, because we're getting up there in time. Should challenge caches have its own icon?
Yes.
That's not a hard one. Everybody wants their own icon.
Is that a rhetorical question?
It's funny because this is going back to 2011 when they did their whole challenge cache thing, and everybody thought challenge caches were getting an icon. I don't know if any of you guys were still caching at that time. But like everybody was excited because they hinted on a challenge cache thing, and everyone's like, icon. So it's going back 8 years ago. We wanted an icon for challenge caches,
Mhm.
you know. And okay, next question: do you guys think one will come and
No.
come?
No.
No.
No,
If they
across the
haven't done
board.
it by now, I don't think they will. I think they would have done it when they ended the moratorium and they brought back
Yeah.
challenge caches.
Okay. Do you think that it deserves to be in the puzzle attribute?
That is mystery attribute.
Mystery
Since it's the
attribute,
month
yes.
of mysteries.
Yes.
Um,
Thank you, sir.
but it's the catch-all. So yeah, I mean
I wouldn't know where else it would go.
Right.
Yeah.
Without its own icon, it's the catch-all.
I mean, if
that's why-
AR fits into the mystery category, then so do challenges.
Yeah. I mean, it's a shame because, you know, a lot of people, you know, look over mysteries, but like challenges, but don't see the challenges because they're looking over mysteries.
I think it deserves its own icon because it's the most influent. It shapes more of geocaching for more people than any other type.
I think
by
it used
far.
to. I don't know if it still does because, like I said, like I spent, you know, you used to be able to. They made it so you can't. To me, they made it so they can't shape the way you cache anymore.
Well,
You
see, they tried to. I think they tried to fudge it with in the new rules. They require you to use the word challenge in the title.
Right.
So,
Yeah,
and it's like
There's a lot of good challenges that are still coming out that are pretty hard to do, though. I mean, there's new challenges getting posted every single day.
Oh yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
Wheels has cached you know, his green shades of green. I mean, that's just God, you know, it's the thought of that of even taking on that you know 11 caches in every single day of the year kind of a thing. You know?
and I've got one where I wrote a unique checker. There's no checker out there like it for that I qualify for it. I just haven't put the damn thing out. Actually, there's I'll be making 4 different variants on the same one.
But you have to find other people that have done it as well, though.
Yeah, I've ran my checker
There you
against
go.
other people that I thought would qualify, and yeah, there's some travel. Basically, you have to be a traveler, and I know a number of travelers people who have traveled the world that would qualify for this.
Okay, why don't you think they put an attribute then? I mean, even don't they have a gadget cache attribute now, or something along those lines?
I think they have a field
puzzle.
puzzle one.
Field puzzle one.
Field puzzle.
So why wouldn't they have a challenge cache attribute? If you're not going to do an icon, at least give us an attribute. You know,
I'd be okay with the attribute.
I think they live with an attribute. You know,
Yeah, because you can search for with attribute.
yeah, interesting. They've maybe not even done that.
I think because people abuse the crap out of attributes anyway.
What was
People
that,
put
the
like
scuba one?
scuba
Yeah.
and all kinds of weird tree climbing. It's in a parking lot, and you know, just so they can meet those other challenges that are out
Right.
there.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. All right, guys. So there you go. There is our show on challenge caches. You know, most people love to hate them. You know, I used to adore them and go them all the time. I really honestly don't hunt them much anymore. You know, I did. Jesse, you had a streak going. Jesse had a challenge cache a month for how many months? You had it going. for a long time.
Almost, I think 3 years, because then there was a challenge for a challenge cache
24
per month.
Yeah, 20.
And I know I qualified. There were 2. There was a 12-month and a 24-month. And I know I qualified for both of those. I think I was over 3 years
Yeah.
at one point.
And the best part is I had 2 11-month streaks.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
All right, we got one more order of business.
Oh yeah,
on the show though.
the winner of those. So who's in the? You know, Jesse, do you have any idea who's in the?
All right, so we have 4 entrants:
Okay.
Firefighter Skippy, Carrot Killer, Wheel 00, Coon and Bud. Those are their numbers: 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the order I just read them.
Okay.
I have a random number generator on my phone.
Yes, you do right now.
All right, I'm gonna hit the
Hold
spin
on, hold
button.
on. Let me. I'll put you on the main screen here.
You
Hold on.
ready?
Sorry, everybody who's at work.
Yeah. Sorry.
You can't see it.
Sorry for
Yep.
people watching.
Yeah. No, I put you on the screen. You're the main
All right, here we go. Oops, wait, I got an email. Okay.
Spin it.
I just spun it. What number is that?
1. No, I think it's number 1.
That is number 1. So
Number
that would be Firefighter Skippy.
All right.
All
There you
right.
go. Firefighter Skippy, congratulations. You get a free book. Send us Jess, should I just have him send us his information? I'll send it to you. What do you want me to do?
Yeah, that works.
Okay, Firefighter Skippy, send us your information. Send it to Geocaching Podcast at gmail.com, and we will send it on to Jesse. to get yourself. Jesse Lunsford, thank you so much for being on the show, sir. Much appreciated.
Well, thanks for having me on. I love the show, so I'm happy to finally be on it.
Thank you. I want you to plug your show. I'll give you a plug. Go ahead and plug your show.
Oh, yeah, what? I have a show too? Oh, yeah. So I'm on Geocache Talk. We're on every Sunday night, and we do live on Sunday night, and then it's audio podcast just like this one. So come check us out as well.
There you go. And what's the website?
Geocachetalk.com.
Geocachetalk.com. Jesse, thank you so much, sir. It's always a pleasure to have you. All right, here we go, guys. We're going to close the show. Please join us again next week. We take your calls live every Wednesday night at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central, right here at geocachingpodcast.com. The archived video versions of our podcast are available on our website or on our YouTube channel, and the audio versions are available on most of your favorite podcatchers. If you'd like the show, please head on to Apple iTunes and rate, review, and subscribe. We'd really appreciate it, and it really helps the show when you do. If you prefer to watch the show, please subscribe to the show on YouTube, and don't forget to click the little bell to get notified when we go live. It's right by the subscribe button. Be sure to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter for updates on upcoming shows and general geocaching information. And hey, if you haven't already, please consider becoming a patron of our show. With tiers starting as low as $3, you'll get a ton of additional information, extra videos, extra audio, only available to our patron members. Please head on over to patreon.com today and subscribe. That's patreon.com/The Geocaching Podcast. Thank you once again to our sponsors, Cachely, Logwork, FTF Geocacher Magazine, the Max Sets Body Company, and Practical Geocaching. Please visit our sponsors, and when you make a purchase, tell them the GCPC sent you. That's all we got this week. So we'll talk to you guys next week. We'll be talking about, the June Cacher Coffee. We'll be talking geocaching, taking your phone calls. In the meantime, be good, be safe, hug your loved ones. We will talk to you guys next week. We are clear.
Uh-huh.
Hey.
So I'm curious. So we're
still
clear. Okay.
We're live.
We're still
We're
live.
still live on YouTube.
Then I won't say anything really bad yet.
Oh, do you want me to get off you?
Well, I'm not going to say anything really bad. I can't do that.
No, that's fine. All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week. Thanks everybody for watching. We appreciate it so much. Always a pleasure. And thanks for all your phone calls. Guys, Cacher Coffee next week. And we got a lot to talk about. We got Geo Woodstock to talk about. We got the what was the other thing, Jesse, we wanted to talk about? Oh, we got Canada calling in next week too. We got Canada calling in to talk about the Alberta Battle Cache. We got that coming in.
Cool.
We got a lot coming next week, guys. So tune in next week, and we will talk to you guys in 7 days. So be good, guys. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.